What is up, my friends on the internet? Back at it with another video, and back at it with the Honda Trail 125. I said it a million times. I've said it in every single video about this bike, but I love this motorcycle. I love this motorcycle a lot, and I have made more progress on it. I have code-named this bike the Africa Single, and in today's episode, I'm going to show you how I got a little closer to honoring that name. I've made a lot of progress so far. I've been working on this bike for a number of weeks now. I had to take a week off because I was on a little work trip / vacation situation. And I'm actually taking this bike on a really big adventure in about 2.5 weeks. So I really got to start powering out these videos. I really got to start making progress on the build because I'm going to need it when I hit the road. It's going to have to be done. So to kind of recap what I've done, this is a 2022 Honda Trail 125. I plan to keep the entire motor bone stock. No upgrades whatsoever when it comes to the engine and trans. That stuff is going to stay the same because it's tried and true and reliable, but everything else I intend to change. And I decided to start with the front end and work my way back, doing the front end, then the middle, then this area, and then the rear end. And then as the very last step, I'm going to swap the wheels. I will be switching to tubeless wheels just for ease of flat repair. Every single video I make on this bike, I say that, and every single time I say that, somebody leaves a comment being like, you can seal the spoked wheels and you can make them tubeless. Yes, I know. I understand that, but I don't want to deal with maybe that patch job failing. I've seen people seal their rims and then they fail. I've seen people seal their rims and then the spokes break and they have to unseal them to fix a spoke. I will be switching to either spoked tubeless wheels or mag wheels. I have two options, one of each. They're both sick. I'm going to be swapping the wheels all together. It is what it is. Sorry if you don't agree. I still love you. I'm still going to do it. But first things first, we want the tall fender. Obviously, you want that when you're riding off-road so you don't get your little fender all gummed up. This one is plastic. The stock one is metal, which is a little nicer in my opinion, but at least this one won't bend or ding or like break or anything. If anything, it's just going to snap clean off, and that's fine. They also make a fender lifter for the stock fender. I like that a lot. I really do. It looks super good. If you're going to go that route, I highly suggest it. It looks sick, but I went with this one. If this one fails me, if this one breaks or anything, I'll probably put the stock fender back on with a lift kit to get it higher, just to have that stronger metal one. But moving along, a headlight guard looks sick. It's going to keep me from breaking that glass when I drop this bike or when things jump up at it. Plus, it just looks awesome. It really does. A lot of the reason I did it was aesthetics, but it is also some really solid protection, which this bike is going to need because I'm going to ride the hell out of it. We've got the bark busters here, single point hand guards. I have an install video on those. You can watch that. Kind of tricky to get on there, but they look really sick. They'll keep the brush from messing up my knuckles. Plus, again, they look awesome. I didn't go with the 2-point attachment point because generally those are to protect your levers, and this bike only has one lever. So I'm going to roll the dice, take the gamble. Is what it is. I like them. I think they're great. They're also really good in inclement weather. When it's really cold, keep a little bit of that cold off your knuckles. When it's raining, keep a little bit of that rain off your knuckles. Sick part. Definitely highly recommend the single point bark busters. Got the stock bar here with an additional top rail here. Some people call them adventure bars, whatever you want to call it. It's sick. It allows me to put my 360 cam on there. I have my quad lock mounted to that. Yeah, I really, really love that just because it's another place to put accessories. I will be running a windscreen on this bike when I'm done with the front end. There's a windscreen with an additional adventure bar. That's going to be great for mounting my phone on it. So I can either mount my designated GPS there and then my phone here, vice versa, whatever. And then it'll give me a ton of different access points that I can add this 360 cam mount to. Other than that, from the quad lock, I have a charging cable that runs down into a Optimate USB charger that snakes into the frame and pops out here. It's unplugged now, so it's not drawing off the battery, but it plugs in right there. Then I can charge all my devices right there while plugged into the quad lock. And the newest addition, the new thing I did, the whole reason I'm filming today is these mirrors. I am so stoked on these mirrors. I've been wanting a set of these since I saw them on an ADV rider forum. I wanted to put them on my Versys back in the day, but boy, are they expensive. They are very, very expensive mirrors, but I sprung for them. They use the same kind of like little ram joint that you're used to here with the two balls, and this one lever tightens it all down. But the cool thing about that is I can loosen this up, pull that mirror out, and then put my 360 cam rig into this. So if I wanted to, I could angle my mirror forward, take this out, replace it with a camera, and then run my full extension here off the mirror. And then I can have some crazy, wicked, cool shots. It gives me so many options for angle. I can run it off the side of the bike. I can run it off that mirror. I can run it off of that mirror. Whatever I want to do, just plug and play, no tools. I can just spin one of these, loosen it up, and swap it out. I can do whatever I want with those. Those are interchangeable. It's sick. The cool thing about it is also, these mirrors will not break. I've seen so many people drop their big GSs, their Africa Twins, yada, yada, yada. They're hardcore adventure bikes. If this thing hits the ground really hard, it just pops off. It does not snap. It does not shatter. It just pops off. You can pick it up, reattach it. And if it really comes down to it and I break one of these or I break this, since they all run on those Ram universal ball joints, I can like interchange all of this. If I break a mirror and I need one, I can use that bit, albeit shorter. If I break this mount for my camera, I can just use my mirror arm and make this thing even longer. It is so sick. I love universal parts. I love multi-use parts. It is tight. The mirrors are amazing. And the cool thing about them is, if you're really going adventuring off-road, just turn that knob, loosen that up, turn your whole mirror in, and then tighten it back down. Boom, out the way. You drop your bike, you're not gonna break it. It's easy. You can even just fully take the mirror off if you want to. It does mess up your settings on the mirror. So like if you had it set to where you can see behind you, you don't anymore, but that's fine. Quick little adjustment, super easy, and most importantly, tool free. Woo! I would feel like I was talking really fast, but whatever. We're gonna keep moving along. I have to go get the windscreen. The windscreen's on order. That'll be the final part for the front end as of now, and then I will consider the front mostly done. I do want to get a designated GPS for it, but I have not had the time to do research and figure out which one I want, and I don't want the entire build to be held up by me deciding on that. So I'm going to keep moving along. Next up is going to be the middle of the bike. I already have on order a center carrier that goes here. It'll bolt on using a bunch of factory mounting points and give me a place to put more luggage. Since it's supported by the frame and won't really change the handling at all, I'm probably going to put my tool roll there. Just have it permanently fixed there. That's a bug. Have it permanently fixed there so I have all the tools I need to fix anything right on there with it. It comes with a factory tool roll, but it's not very extensive. So I want to bring the means to change a flat and yada, yada, yada. Since I won't have the wheels on before my big trip, I will need means to fix a flat on a tubed wheel. So I'm going to have to pack tubes, air, probably like little air cartridges, spoons, like everything, you know. So the more places I have to put stuff, the better. Once I get that on there, I'm gonna beefing up this. Those crash bars are just too narrow for my liking. I want it to be wider to help protect more stuff. Right now, a bunch of crucial components are still gonna hit the ground if I drop this bike. So I'm gonna change that just so it has better protection. You can see from this angle, it is really, really narrow. I want them boys wide, very, very wide. From going there on back, I think I'm gonna change this shifter. Not because it's bad, mostly because I cut the factory shifter just to make it a single normal shifter, but it is silver and I think it would look better black. So I'm gonna see if there's like a black billet piece that's a little bit beefier, a little bit shorter, just something that looks nicer and is a little bit stronger. Not that this one is bad. If you want to do what I did, you can just cut your old heel toe shifter right down right there. Works perfectly fine, works great. It is really just an aesthetic choice for me. Then my favorite mod that I'm going to be doing is adding passenger accommodations. I've got bolt-on passenger pegs that are going to attach to the swing arm. This whole bag is going to shift back onto an additional rack, and then this whole area is going to be taken up by the passenger seat. It is going to be sick, being able to go off-road, crawling slowly with two up and all of my stuff on me. I am so stoked on how this bike is going to perform two up. We'll be testing it in, like I said, 2.5 weeks. It's going on an adventure. There's going to be lots of time to ride two up in really, really epic places. You guys are going to be so stoked on these videos, that are coming. But yeah, for that to work out, for that to go according to plan, for that to go as good as I imagine it going, I really need to finish this bike. So I plan to knock out one build video every week for the next 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, I guess. I might have to do 2 a week because there's a lot of stuff to still do. And yeah, I need to get this thing done because it is going to be in some really, really epic places, and I need all the help I can get to get through these trails. But that's it. How are you guys liking the Trail 125 so far? I am loving it. I feel like it's getting super aggressive. When I first installed the charging cable, it was just kind of out and wild. The eagle-eyed viewers will notice that I tucked it in the frame better. Somebody left a comment and was like, hey, why don't you tuck it behind there? And they were right. I did. It looks better. But yeah, I'm stoked on the progress. I'm stoked on how cheap these parts are. I'm like cheap to buy, but really high quality. This is hands down my favorite motorcycle. I've said it a lot of times, and this one in particular, but all of them, all of the Honda Trail, Honda Super Cub lineage family. And that's not me saying every single mini moto, because some of the mini motos are okay. I like them, but they're not my favorite bikes of all time. Like, I like a Grom. I do think a Grom is fun, but it's not on my list of best motorcycles ever in life. But the Honda Trail 125, the Honda Super Cub, the Honda C90, the Honda C110, those are epic motorcycles to me, and I love them. If you can get your hand on one of the big wheel Honda mini motos, definitely do it. The Super Cub, the Trail, some of the best things you can get, some of the best value for money. And this one, I think, is the antithesis, God, I swear I can speak English, the antithesis of those motorcycles. This is the homologation of all of them coming together to make something amazing. This is the best one. Spend your money on this one. If you can't, second up for me is going to be that Super Cub. That Super Cub is amazing. But last but not least, the only thing I need you to do besides get one of these amazing motorcycles, if you can afford it, and if one is available in your local dealer network, which is probably not because these bikes are rare as hell, go outside, ride, have some good times, man. Life is short. Enjoy every second of it. I love every single one of you, and every single second I get to spend with you. I will see you on the next episode where I make this bike even better. Peace.